What is Apache Kafka? Apache Kafka is an open source distributed event streaming platform. It was initially developed at LinkedIn, has been open sourced in 2011 and is now managed by the Apache Software Foundation. It runs on the JVM, can handle data with astounding speed and is an indispensable part of many data platforms. According to Kafka's website, more than 80% of all Fortune 100 companies use it. Let's look into what Kafka is and how it works, starting with the problem it was designed to solve. Imagine you run applications which produce interesting blurbs of data on a regular basis. Let's call them producers. There are also other applications which need access to the produced data. Let's call them consumers. As the data chunks are small and self-contained, representing something that happened at a specific moment in time, they're called events or records. How can we get data from producers to consumers? The naive approach would be to make sure the producers send their data directly to each consumer. This is a surprisingly complex task. As a producer, you don't want to send your data to every single consumer. You don't know how many there are, how to find them, and when any of that may change. You also don't want to deal with consumers being broken or too busy to receive your data. Following up and making sure they got everything you have produced is a chore. From the consumer side, there are even more problems. You might want to take a look at all data produced so far, instead of just being notified about the newest updates. You also don't want to be overwhelmed by too many busy producers sending you too much data at once. This is where Kafka comes in. It is designed to solve all of these problems. Instead of sending data to every single consumer, our producers only need to tell Kafka about it. Consumers know that they only have to talk to Kafka to get all the data they need. They can also use Kafka to look up older events. This sounds too good to be true, right? Oh, it gets even better. Kafka is built to be resilient, fault-tolerant, scalable, highly available, and blazing fast. If set up correctly, Kafka can reliably receive data from as many producers as needed, store it for as long as desired, and provide data access to anything that needs it. Alright, how does Kafka even do that? Let's talk about how Kafka is run. You usually don't run a single Kafka server, but a cluster of servers working together. Each server in a cluster is called a broker. If you need to handle more data throughput, you add more brokers. Kafka scales horizontally like that. Brokers coordinate to split up data and work across all members of a cluster evenly. If you want to read data, you're guided to the right broker responsible for that data under the hood. The same happens with data coming into the cluster. Data is stored redundantly on other brokers as well, just in case the one responsible fails. This way, we get availability and fault tolerance. We haven't talked about how the data is structured yet, only that it is split up across brokers inside a cluster. Each record in Kafka belongs to a single topic. You specify the topic when you want to read data or when you send it to the cluster. Topics can be created or deleted as needed. A topic can be configured so its events are kept for a limited period of time or indefinitely. Each topic is an ordered, immutable log. New events are added to it as they arrive and can be read back in order. Their position in the topic is called an offset. Data within a topic is split up into partitions. Those partitions are what gets assigned to various brokers. This way, a topic is distributed across the cluster. There are different ways to read data from a topic. You can either subscribe to receive new updates as they happen, or catch up on past events one after the other, whatever you prefer. Alright, this is about all you need to know to understand Kafka. One last thing to mention, if you want to write code that interacts with Kafka, there are client libraries in pretty much all major languages. This way, you don't have to worry about the details. You can get straight to producing and consuming data. This has been an overview of Kafka. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for future videos about building data platforms, crunching data, and the big data ecosystem. Bye!